Their substitutes are Paul Hardiman and David Rush. And just a word about the Middlesbrough mascot. He's David Allport, who is 6 years old. He lives in Middlesbrough, goes to Hemlington Hall Infant School, where he likes writing and drawing pictures. And his favourite footballer is Stuart Ripley. The Middlesbrough side this afternoon: Stephen Pears in goal, Curtis Fleming at 2, at 3 Jimmy Phillips, at 4 John Gittins, at 5 Nicky Mohan, at 6 Andy Peake, at 7 Mark Proctor, at 8 Willie Falconer, at 9 Paul Wilkinson, at 10 John Hendry, and at 11 Stuart Ripley. The 2 Middlesbrough substitutes are Andy Payton at 12 and Bernie Slavin at 14. The match officials: George Courtney, in his last season refereeing his second from last league match. He's the referee from Spennymoor. His 2 linesmen are Mr. Baker from Wiltshire and Mr. Sturrat from Leeds. So the match all set to get underway. Today's main match sponsors are Archibald's, and Sunderland will start this vital match attacking the goal to our left at the full end. So Middlesbrough playing in their change blue strip this afternoon. And it's Sunderland the first to get the match underway, but Middlesbrough quick to clear that one. Gary Hours taking the number 3 shirt over this afternoon. That's John Kay heading the ball. Rather an awkward one for Middlesbrough to get away, but that's a cool piece of play there by John Gittins, finding Stephen Pears, once of Manchester United. Middlesbrough right up there amongst the promotion hopefuls, and they're in 3rd spot as they fire the first shot in. I think that was Ripley hitting the ball, but it was well wide. A good crowd in, as you can see by that picture looking at the full end. There'll be well over 20,000 in the ground this afternoon. And there's Tony Norman, who is fast approaching his 600th match in League, Cup and international appearances and other games. Away there by Nicky Mohan, but the foul. Paul Hardiman, you'll note, has been relegated to the substitutes bench. And Warren Hawke, number 10, takes the place of John Byrne. Jimmy Phillips trying one, but it's well wide. Corner, deflection, so the first corner of the match going to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough with John Hendry, once with Newcastle, about to take the corner. It's a far post one. Mohan getting up, but the ball over Norman's crossbar. So Middlesbrough, who started off the season rather shakily away from home, didn't win many matches in the early part of the season, but they've become much more consistent now on their travels. I'll tell you about their away record a little later. The header away there by Willie Falconer. Played forward by Gordon Armstrong, but who's on the end of it? It's Nicky Mohan getting the ball away, but not very far. Armstrong trying to battle his way forward. And just look at the crowd. It doesn't look far short of a full house. There'll be a lot of Middlesbrough supporters in amongst those fans. The whistle had gone for the free kick for Middlesbrough. Gittins with the free kick. And that's Mark Proctor, who once played for Sunderland, taking the throw. Good throw as well, but the ball behind. Paul Wilkinson was looking for the foul there, but he was the one who committed the foul. Rogan, who's just been recalled into the Irish squad. Played forward there by Hours. But cool play again by John Gittins. finding pairs. Phillips. Away by Bennett. Helped out by Hours. And that's straight through to Tony Norman. The club sponsors this afternoon are Vaux Breweries, the match sponsors Archibald's, the ball sponsors Hennessy Cognac, and the programme sponsors GCR Developments. Other sponsors to tell you about, but not at the moment, as Middlesbrough trying to come forward, but that's well played by Anton Rogan. Phillips. But straight out for the throw. The associate sponsors this afternoon: Newcastle Breweries, Toland Construction, Northern Electric, Royal Mail, Linden House, Minories, Dutton Foreshore, Harcross and Superior Plating. And mini sponsors are Rockwater, City Electrical Factors, and the Man of the Match award sponsors are Silver Screen. Sunderland quite happy to keep possession. Middlesbrough have started quite brightly. Now Tony Norman, as he often does these days when he gets the chance, takes the ball well outside his penalty area, and that's the result. He gets extra distance when he takes the ball forward. Armstrong gets on the end of that. Plays it wide for Bracewell. Challenged strongly by Mark Proctor. Mark Proctor wins the goal kick off Bracewell. So 6 minutes of play gone, no early shocks. Ipswich have started to slip recently at the top of the table, and that was helped by Sunderland beating them 3-0. They've lost another game since that, and their almost impregnable lead at the top of Division 2 has shrunk to 5 points now. Leicester City in second place, both those sides having played 43 games. Middlesbrough 3 points behind Leicester with 71 points, but they have a game in hand on Leicester. And that game in hand is a home game with Grimsby Town. Kay getting that ball away, but not too far. Andy Peake, loose one from him. Sunderland have it back, but not for long. Borough playing some neat first touch football. But that's Ian Sampson wearing the number 6 today for Sunderland, getting the ball back to Norman. Warren Hawke is in this afternoon, and he is the 28th player used by Sunderland for the first team this season. Oh, that's a low skimmer, but it finds Bracewell, who almost got it through to Warren Hawke. Loose ball. Rogan. Chipped forward. Hawke racing for the ball, but it's just allowed to go out by Nicky Mohan. Everywhere you look on this ground, there seems to be no empty spaces at all. Peake. But again, it's Armstrong now. A crunching challenge there from Curtis Fleming. And the ball certainly didn't go out of play there. That's better. Big kick by Norman, we've come to expect that. And the linesman on that side, Mr. Baker, he's from Wiltshire. You don't normally get linesmen posted to North East grounds from Wiltshire, but he may be either on holiday up here or working up here. And that sometimes happens. Into touch by Sampson. Sunderland having some defending to do. Phillips will cross the ball, plays it short. Proctor. But nobody could get that one across from Middlesbrough. Henry was up there as well. And Willie Falconer, so they had plenty of support there. Sunderland without Don Goodman rather, and Kevin Ball this afternoon, so a lot of experience missing this afternoon. John Byrne rested, Don Goodman and Kevin Ball not yet recovered from injury. Ripley quickly closed down, and that will go back to the goalkeeper. Sunderland in 19th spot on 46 points, but the team in 24th spot at the bottom, Brighton, are only 3 points behind and have now only played one game more than Sunderland. Sunderland at least still have games in hand on everybody else around them. Sunderland now coming forward, or trying to. That's a great tackle. That was from Willie Falconer. Brian Atkinson was caught in possession there. Ripley. Brilliant piece of play. Swerves the ball across, but not in the right direction. He's scored some spectacular goals if you've either been watching Middlesbrough or watching them on television. One against Peterborough was an absolute classic, when the match looked like ending at 0-0. And he scored another superb goal against Plymouth Argyle in a recent league match. Sunderland's throw. There's Ripley in the action again. Hours battling for the ball. He hasn't won it, and it's Phillips down the left, but Henry can't catch that one. Gittins coolly back. Ripley scored a good goal against Oxford as well recently, so he certainly knows where the goal lies, and he'll have to be marked very closely. He's playing wide on the left for Borough this afternoon at the moment. Armstrong getting a challenge in. Rogan. The howls from the crowd tell you that it's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Andy Peake over the ball. Jim Phillips has just walked up there as well. So Peake's come away from the ball. It's into the Sunderland wall, but it's gone loose. Offside. And with less than 3 weeks of the season left, today's vital fixtures for the bottom 6: Bristol Rovers are playing Brighton, Plymouth are playing Oxford, and Derby County are playing Newcastle. And tomorrow, Port Vale are playing Charlton Athletic. So a lot of anxious ears and eyes will be on television sets and radio sets after tonight's results are known. And the teams at the top, like Middlesbrough, will be equally anxious to know how other teams have done. Middlesbrough have had most of the play so far. Bennett works it back to his goalkeeper. Middlesbrough have won 7, drawn 5 and lost 9 away from home, but most of those 9 defeats were in the early part of the season before they found their away form. Good run this by Henry, but he's just put it out of play. Atkinson. Middlesbrough awarded that throw. Oohs from the crowd as that sliced clearance goes through to Tony Norman. 16 minutes of play gone in this first half. No chances at either end, but certainly Middlesbrough have had the bulk of possession. But now it's Sunderland's turn to come forward. Kay getting up. Kay again, receiving the ball back from Hawke, but that cross is much too close to Stephen Pears. Bennett. Oh, poor header from him. And the shot just passed. Stuart Ripley having a drive at goal. Played forward there by Bracewell. And a half chance here for Gordon Armstrong, but rather it was Davenport in there with that half chance, and that would have been pleasing for him to score against his old club. Sunderland have won the corner. Their first of the match. Middlesbrough have had the one. Still, the corner not cleared by Middlesbrough. Chance for Hawke. Can he get in? Oh, it's going all over the place, and Sunderland have another corner. So, it's Brian Atkinson across to take the corner. Sunderland almost scored. It's a low skimming corner, half cleared by Ripley. And it's enough to send the ball away into touch. And here we see the chance that Stuart Ripley had for Middlesbrough. The ball played it into the centre. You'll see Bennett heading the ball away here, but he heads it in the wrong direction really for Sunderland, and it falls into the path of Stuart Ripley, and we all know what Stuart Ripley can do. He brings it down beautifully and takes it on the volley. Bracewell closing in, but he gets over Bracewell and then hits the ball left-footed. A beautiful piece of skill by the Middlesbrough striker, but just wide. Lovely piece of skill. Back live. Middlesbrough again on the attack. Half cleared by Sunderland, but Jimmy Phillips. Gittins sending the ball forward again. That went out off Willie Falconer. The crowd in great voice for both sides. Sunderland on the way forward. Davenport trying to get through. Hours battling away for it. Goes down the right. The challenge perfectly timed for Andy Peake. Kay gets away from one man, turns the ball inside. This is Hawke. Needed too much time and the Middlesbrough defender was quickly in. So John Kay can take a long throw. Middlesbrough fans at the Roker end there. Ball laid back, played inside by Atkinson. It's bounced awkwardly. Armstrong trying to get on the end of it. Bracewell has done, turns it back in quickly. Atkinson plays the ball in, but too short. Bennett keeps the attack going though. Cleared once more for Middlesbrough. Sampson playing the ball back in. That's a good ball too. The shot is the goal. It's a lovely goal there by Sunderland, but has an offside whistle gone? No, I think it's there. It's Davenport. Peter Davenport scoring against his old club for Sunderland. The crowd at that far end looked stunned, but they must have all been Middlesbrough supporters. And it's Davenport with a tremendous drive who's given Sunderland the lead after 21 minutes. A brilliant strike. Bracewell. Played forward by Rogan. It takes something special to beat Stephen Pearce from that distance, and something special it was. And here we see the replay. The ball played, controlled beautifully there by Davenport. Three defenders closing in, but they're too late, and the ball curls away from the despairing dive of Stephen Pearce. Nettles in the far corner, and those three Middlesbrough defenders look thunderstruck as Sunderland take the lead. A lovely goal by any standards. Andy Peake wants to hit back as quickly as possible for Middlesbrough. Davenport again. Kay with that long clearance, this time much too long. Middlesbrough perhaps will think they're a little unfortunate to be a goal behind. They've had most of the territorial possession up to now, but having said that, Tony Norman hasn't had a save to make. Rather a nameless cross, and Norman collects that one quite easily. Now Sunderland have something to build on. Tony Norman. Kay should get that one back, but he's being hustled by Hendry, and Hendry's forced him to put the ball into touch, but he doesn't look too pleased about something, probably because Sunderland have been awarded the throw when perhaps he thought it might have been Middlesbrough's. Hours in bravely, and there's going to be a lot of bravery required in this match. Hours again getting involved. Hawke does well to resist the challenge, gets it back to Hours. Hours with another long ball, trying to catch this Middlesbrough defence out. It's worked once, and it nearly worked again there. Armstrong, but the ball shepherded into touch by Curtis Fleming. Rogan's come up to take the throw. Thought about a quick one, but decides to take his time. Another Sunderland corner. Rogan leaving the corner for Brian Atkinson and going into the centre. It's a near post one. And Hours with the shot there. Half cleared, but Hours playing the ball back into his own half. Kay looks around, sees no danger. "25 minutes gone. Sunderland ahead by that stunning Peter Davenport goal. That's Peter Davenport's 5th goal of the season. There might be another one on, but Davenport was looking for Warren Hawke there on the far side, but the Borough defence back just in time. Kay, Sunderland have really come to life since that goal. Rogan plays it forward, looking for Bracewell, but it's another corner for Sunderland. Signs that the Middlesbrough defence is really being harassed and pressurised. Warren Hawke just in front of the penalty spot. Bennett going up, so too Sampson onto the far side. That's Hours at bottom left of picture, just in case something comes back to the edge of the area. Over comes the corner, another near post one, flicked inside. This could have gone anywhere. It's Davenport trying to tease Gittins, but Gittins strong enough to partially resist, but they can't get it away. Hours might have a go. No, it's run away from him. Plays the ball to the far side instead. It's headed back rather dangerously inside, and then half cleared by the Middlesbrough defence, but this is where Middlesbrough can be dangerous on the counter-attack. Good turn there by Rogan. The long ball looking for Armstrong, but it's past Armstrong and into touch. But it's certainly an open game. Pairs with the clearance. Fleming with that up and under. Middlesbrough forced to go back. Hours just touches it to Atkinson, gets the return ball, now finds Kay. Short by Kay. Kay in support. Tried to thread the ball through again, but in the wrong direction. Atkinson beaten. But signs there this afternoon that Sunderland are playing the way they did against Ipswich. They're closing Middlesbrough down at every possible opportunity. which they haven't been doing in some of their games recently. Advantage played there by George Courtney as the ball play goes down the Sunderland left, but it's Fleming with the ball. Curtis Fleming clearing. Tremendous atmosphere at Roker Park here this afternoon. Some of the remaining fixtures at the bottom of the table. Sunderland play Brighton, then Swindon at home, then Blackburn Rovers away, and finally Cambridge United at home. Oxford United have Ipswich Town next week, and then that's at home, and then away to Tranmere Rovers on the final day of the season. Newcastle play Portsmouth next Saturday, and then Leicester City on the final day of the season. That's an away match, the last one. Plymouth Argyle are at home to Swindon Town next Saturday, and then away to they're away to Swindon next week and at home to Blackburn Rovers on the last day of the season. Port Vale, after tomorrow's match with Charlton Athletic, are away to Cambridge United next Saturday and at home to Grimsby Town on the last day of the season. Brighton have Sunderland at home next Saturday, then Portsmouth at home, followed by a last day fixture at Ipswich. So some tough matches for all the teams at the bottom. Bennett has loads of space, so just lets it run through to Norman. The flick on, looking for Hawke, but Hawke didn't really challenge for that. Bracewell has it. And I think it was Bracewell who set the ball up for Davenport's goal when he played a through ball, but that ball played through by Andy Peake, looking to get Middlesbrough going. But Sunderland holding Middlesbrough well after that early burst by Middlesbrough. Jimmy Phillips, and that's in touch. Middlesbrough given the throw. Phillips. That's Hendry challenging, but it's back in touch. Bennett, time to chest it down and clear. Well controlled by Davenport, but then he lost it. Out comes Norman. In the last match played here between these two sides in 1989, Middlesbrough scored through Bernie Slavin in the first half. Bernie Slavin, one of today's two Middlesbrough substitutes. That was after 23 minutes. But a goal by Gary Bennett, the Sunderland number 4, just after half-time, followed by a winner from Colin Pascoe, 15 minutes from the end, secured the points for Sunderland in a 2-1 victory. That match was watched by 21,569 fans, and there's perhaps a few more than that in here today. Davenport, the goal scorer, forcing the corner. Sunderland's 5th corner to Middlesbrough's 1. No Paul Hardiman in the side today. He's one of the Sunderland substitutes, so Brian Atkinson taking the corners on both wings for Sunderland. Atkinson with the outswinger, and it's from this spot that Gordon Armstrong headed the winner against Chelsea in the FA Cup 6th round match, but there Bennett heading the ball tamely over the bar. Another low skimmer. Tony Norman's had one of those, and now Stephen Pears has done the same. Bennett flights the ball forward. Hawke looking for it. Head tennis at the moment. Eventually the ball comes to ground and falls for Peter Davenport. A lovely turn to find Ours. Ours could try one, but he's well blocked. Gittins in the way. The ball hits Gittins and comes back to Ours, who lets it run for the throw. Played in by Atkinson. Proctor the man to clear for Middlesbrough. Bennett again in lots of space. Bennett getting an important touch to that. Bracewell, lovely turn to get away from Peake. Hawke, Rogan, challenged by Curtis Fleming, but wins the throw. Proctor. No foul, play goes on, it's Armstrong, tries to roll it through, could still have the chance, but just in time, John Gittins gets there for Middlesbrough to get it back to Pears. Huge clearance from Fleming. Rogan wins the throw. Armstrong gets a touch. Oh, that's a bad clearance. Now it's Hawke. Tries to slip the ball through for Atkinson, but doesn't quite work. So forward comes Hendry for Middlesbrough. Faced by Bennett. Turns inside Bennett. Oh, and the great tackle by Kay. Kay doing the covering work well. But Middlesbrough have their second corner of the match. Phillips plays it to the edge of the penalty area. Peake tries the shot, but it's over the bar. Sunderland's throw as we see this chance from Middlesbrough from Phillips's corner. It's an intelligent corner played to the edge of the penalty area, away from the Sunderland defence. There's Peake, who looks up, and with no defenders near him and then one defender coming in, he decides to have the shot. It's the chipped shot, and it's just wide of Norman's goal. Back live, and Norman and Rogan have the ball between them. Now Norman will have the chance to clear. Oh, that's a bad mistake, allowing Sunderland to come through. That mistake by John Gittins. Hawke Armstrong threads the ball through. It's come to Warren Hawke. Tries the shot. Wins the corner. He didn't hit it first time, and that just gave Middlesbrough's defenders enough time to get between him and the goal. Hawke wearing number 10. Armstrong going to the near post. Rogan's just gone into the penalty area. Atkinson about to take the corner. That's Mark Proctor, the Middlesbrough skipper. Ball could go anywhere. As it happens, it looks as though it's gone to Proctor, but he's let the ball run too far, but then it's given straight back to him by ours. So Middlesbrough with the chance to break. Ripley trying to go down the Middlesbrough left. Middlesbrough right, rather. Armstrong bringing the ball away for Sunderland. It's through for Hawke. Gittins. Severely challenged, perhaps too severely. It was rather a crude challenge by Warren Hawke. And quite rightly, the referees pulled play up for that. 5 minutes left in this first half. And we've had no injury stoppages in the first half. So George Courtney shouldn't have much time to add at the end of the 45 minutes. May add just a little if he thinks there's been a little bit of time wasting. Very few fouls in the match as well. The game has been flowing. It's been very good to watch. Forward by Nicky Mohan. Another whistle, another Middlesbrough free kick. This time Sampson committing a foul. So lots of Sunderland men coming back to defend this free kick. Taken by Proctor. Floated across to the far post, but the defence had come out and that ball goes harmlessly over the goal line. So the game back in action after that free kick given to Sunderland for the offside against Middlesbrough following Proctor's free kick. Oh, that's a good flick forward. Ours comes for Atkinson, and then the whistle's gone. Hawke was just tripped. He stumbled, and that was enough for the free kick to be awarded. Gary Owers still wearing his protective gear underneath his shorts. Takes it. Oh, it's a good low free kick. That could have gone anywhere. It's cleared eventually by Curtis Fleming. Forward steams Ripley. Gave Bracewell a couple of yards and got to it first. Clips the crossover to the far post. But fortunately, the delivery wasn't as good as the build-up. But what tremendous pace Stuart Ripley has. I know Paul Bracewell's not the slowest man in football. He's certainly no slouch, but Stuart Ripley showed his turn of speed then. Okay. Well up by Hawke, but Armstrong not able to take advantage. Shrill blast of the whistle means another free kick Middlesbrough's way. Anton Rogan being spoken to rather sternly by George Courtney. And his retirement after he's refereed one more match following today from the Football League will be a big blow to football. He hopes to continue in the game as a referee's assessor. Bennett. kept the ball in, but it went straight to Phillips. Proctor knocks it wide for Ripley. Proctor. Hendry looks for the line, hooks it back in as well. And the shot that came in from John Gittins. Still the danger not over. It could be now. But I think there's a free kick been awarded to Sunderland anyway. There has been. As we move into injury time at the end of this first half, Old Bracewell slipping as he tried to play that through. Ripley, this time closely marked. Still Middlesbrough coming forward, header away by Bennett, hooked further downfield by Armstrong. It's in touch, but there can't be long to go now at the end of this first half. A few thousand referees in the crowd think the match or the first half is over already, but it's not, as another drive came in from Ripley. But Norman in exactly the right spot. And the cheers of the crowd tell you that George Courtney, in picture, has brought the first half to an end after just a 1 minute of injury time. At the end of an entertaining first half, Middlesbrough started brightly, but without causing any real threat on the Sunderland goal. Stuart Ripley showed one or two nice touches this afternoon, and he's had a couple of shots at goal that have come reasonably close. One piece of skill in particular where he flicked the ball over Bracewell right-footed and then shot left-footed. But the goal which separates the two sides at half-time came when Bracewell put the ball through for Davenport, and he will be excited to have scored against his old club with a blistering shot that gave Pears no chance. That was after 23 minutes. At half-time, it's Sunderland 1, Middlesbrough 0. Hello and welcome back for the second half of this vital derby match between Sunderland and Middlesbrough. Sunderland leading by 1-0 at half-time, thanks to a superb strike from Peter Davenport for his 5th goal of the season after being put clear by Paul Bracewell. So Middlesbrough it will be to get the second half underway. Sunderland defending their ochre end in this second half. George Courtney it is who starts the second half. Ripley caused Sunderland a few headaches in the first half, but not on that occasion. This afternoon's sponsors, the club sponsors of Oaks Breweries, the match sponsors Archibald's, the ball sponsors Hennessy Cognac, the programme sponsors GCR Developments, and the associate sponsors Newcastle Breweries, Toland Construction, Northern Electric. But I'll break off because it's Davenport looking to work the opening. He's got the ball across, and it's a corner to Sunderland. And I'll continue with those sponsors in a moment, but Sunderland have their 7th corner of the match. So right at the start of this second half, Brian Atkinson, who's taken all Sunderland's corners this afternoon in the absence of Paul Hardiman. It's a good-looking corner as well, but it's Proctor who wins the race between the two number 7s. Gets the ball up to Hendry. but the ball out of play. That's a couple of times he's done that, run the ball out of play when he was in a good position to make progress down the Middlesbrough left. Once in the first half and once again just there. Norman with the clearance. There's just a little flick there by Armstrong, but couldn't catch the Middlesbrough defence out. Middlesbrough have the throw. Those sponsors continuing with the associate sponsorship: the Royal Mail, Linden House Furniture, Minories, Dutton Foreshore, Harcross and Superior Plating, and the mini sponsors Rockwater and City Electrical Factors, and the Man of the Match sponsor, the Man of the Match award sponsor, Silver Screen, as the ball is in the Sunderland penalty area, but it's a free kick having been awarded to Sunderland. Paul Wilkinson there, the Middlesbrough number 9. He's the club's leading goal scorer, although Bernie Slavin scored more than him in league matches only. And I wouldn't mind betting that if the scoreline stays the same as it is now for too long in the second half, Bernie Slavin will be on, and perhaps Andy Payton as well. And it's the number 7 shirt that Bernie Slavin often wears, being worn by Proctor this afternoon, getting that ball into touch. Rogan to take the throw. Rogan doing well to keep that ball in and float the ball in, but that looks too close to Pears, and is. Free kick, but not really from there. Rogan with the free kick. Bennett getting up. Proctor. Ripley. Good play this by Middlesbrough. Forward has come Fleming. Still Fleming going forward. Tries the shot, but he's well wide. An excellent run though by Curtis Fleming. It's a pity the final effort didn't match the quality of the build-up. Calls from the Middlesbrough fans, come on Borough. Hours with a tremendous jump. But now forward comes Willie Falconer. Wilkinson. Ripley. Another shot and another save by the goalkeeper. So Stuart Ripley definitely Middlesbrough's danger man so far as getting a goal is concerned. And it's Ripley again trying to get past his man, and there we see the Ripley shot. And Tony Norman had to be alert to stop this one. It was a lovely shot on target, and Wilkinson wasn't far away if Norman had fumbled that ball. Now we're back live. Sunderland on this time. Hawke just nipping in first. The ball crossed. Played back for Rogan. Rogan going through now. Still Rogan, but the ball whipped away from his feet. The whistle's gone though. And that may be a drop ball because there's been an injury to one of the Sunderland players. So Steve Smelt, the first trainer to come on to attend to one of the injured players. An encouraging pat there from Stephen Pears. And that gives me the chance to tell you something about Middlesbrough's away record. I was telling you that they'd played 21 away league games. They'd won 7, drawn 5 and lost 9 before today. 19 goals against 26 and lay in 3rd spot in Division 2. Their away wins have all been by single goals. 1-0 at Newcastle, at Swindon and at Southend. 2-1 at Oxford, at Watford, at Port Vale and at Tranmere. Their draws have all been by 0-0 or 1-1. 0-0 each at Cambridge and Charlton Athletic. 1-1 at Plymouth, at Brighton and at Bristol City. And they've lost 0-2 at Derby, 1-2 at Ipswich, 1-2 at Bristol Rovers, 0-1 at Grimsby, 1-2 at Barnsley, 1-2 at Blackburn, 0-4 at Portsmouth, their only heavy defeat of the season, 0-2 at Millwall and 1-2 at Leicester. But as I say, most of those away defeats came earlier in the season before they'd found their form in away matches. George Courtney having a smile, so perhaps not too serious. And Sunderland look as though they're going to be back to full strength as Peter Davenport gets to his feet. And he'll be pleased to be back in the action. He's the man whose goal divides the two sides at the moment. It is the drop ball. George Courtney thinking the injury was serious enough to warrant immediate treatment, so he stopped play, and in circumstances like that it always starts with a drop ball. Rogan floats the ball down the left. Good 1-2. Well controlled by Hawke, but also well marked. Armstrong with the long throw. Ours, but in the end, well wide. In fact, there's a deflection. It's gone for the corner. So Sunderland's corner. Their 8th. So Brian Atkinson getting quite a bit of practice in at taking corners. Far post corner, the flick, but over the bar. The crowd in raptures at Sunderland's display so far. Really getting behind Sunderland as Ours, in typical Ours fashion, battles for the ball, wins it and makes good use of it. The ball played in well into the Middlesbrough area, but cleared. Stopped by Ours. Ours again battling for the ball that looked to be lost. Atkinson trying to play the ball down the right. Bracewell, Hawke. Oh, that's a careless one from Hawke, but it's Sunderland's throw. Middlesbrough think it's theirs, but it isn't. Kay. Ours at bottom of picture. The ball down the line. Now Sunderland with the chance to build. Another drive by Ours. This time it has to be held by Pears. As Middlesbrough look to counter-attack. Fleming, who had a good run earlier in the half, this time sends the ball long, but Bennett waiting for it. Good leap by Armstrong. Ripley can't make tracks. Now the chance, Proctor slipping the ball to the right. Cut back by Henry, and an important clearance. Oh, kept in, but to whose advantage? It's to Curtis Fleming's. Back across the Sunderland goal, Bennett clearing. A deflection, I think that was. Middlesbrough claiming the corner, but they're not going to get it. It'll be the goal kick for Sunderland. So here we can see that Gary Howar's drive. Howar's coming into the picture late. There he is, right-footed, slams the ball towards the Middlesbrough goal. A tremendous drive, but Stephen Pear's in the right place to save it. So we're back live with Phillips clearing. It's come to Andy Peake, but Peake hesitates, and that's enough for him to lose it. Middlesbrough's free kick eventually, after the ball got tangled up between the feet of both players. Bennett trying to let that one go out. It hasn't got the legs to do that, so he has to turn, loses possession. Ripley, and the goal kick off Ripley. And we're about to have a substitution. Gordon Armstrong going off, and Paul Hardiman coming on to take his place. Middlesbrough 2 are making a substitution. That's Bernie Slavin on the far side. I didn't think it would be long before he came on if Middlesbrough didn't equalise. And that's Mark Proctor, the Middlesbrough captain, that's gone off. So, Middlesbrough with a substitution having been made. Forward comes Sunderland again. And Paul Hardiman, the Sunderland substitute in the action. He'll stiffen Sunderland's midfield. Ripley recovers after seeming to lose possession. Peake. Fleming. Hendry. Battling away from Middlesbrough, but loses possession. Too many Sunderland shirts there. Peake, but it's in touch. Middlesbrough putting the pressure on the Sunderland defence. Curtis Fleming after 15 minutes in the second half. A good looking. And it's the Middlesbrough number 12, that's Andy Payton, not Bernie Slavin. Bernie Slavin still being held in reserve. So the corner now to Middlesbrough. Oh, and that flashed across the Sunderland goal. Still the danger not over. Another corner to Middlesbrough. Corner quickly taken. Henry whips the ball across again. It's cleared by Hours. Out come the Sunderland defence. Still though, and now Middlesbrough have lost it. It depends where it goes. They've won it back, but they've had to play the ball backwards. And for the moment, the danger on Sunderland's goal is over. Middlesbrough's fans sense that they're pressing hard and they're trying to lift their side. Bennett, though, heading away. Hawke sent the ball too far ahead of him. Hardiman in strongly. Pears clearing. Rogan up, but it's Middlesbrough who've won it back. Free kick, quickly taken. Good free kick by Middlesbrough. Driven across goal by Henry, and a great save there. And Ripley sinks to his knees, not believing how that ball stayed out of Sunderland's goal. Norman getting a grateful pat there from Paul Bracewell. And the Sunderland keeper has certainly brought some brilliant saves out recently. Hooked away by Sunderland, but not very far. The pressure from Middlesbrough is telling on the Sunderland defence. Hardiman and Payton challenging, and again Sunderland can't get it clear, but they have won the throw. So now we can see how Sunderland survived this tremendous drive by Stuart Ripley. Hammers the ball at goal through a crowd of players, and somehow it hits Norman, or Norman manages to get some part of his body behind it and turn the ball over the crossbar. So it's still Sunderland 1, Middlesbrough 0. Now Sunderland breaking, but good covering from Jimmy Phillips. Number 8 there, good, just gone through picture from Middlesbrough's Willie Falconer. Atkinson playing the ball wide for Kay. Atkinson still there, has the ball back from Kay. Good ball to Davenport. Davenport looks to try and trick his man, but just shows too much of the ball to the defender, allowing Ripley to break forward for Middlesbrough. He's very pacey, but that's just in the wrong direction. Rogan able to get back and start a counter-attack. Kay with the clearance. But it's back with Middlesbrough. Falconer. Payton. Payton. And Rogan coolly back. Norman clearing from Sunderland's defence. Ripley under pressure, couldn't control it, but he's got it back. Good challenging there from Kay. So Middlesbrough have to build from the back. So it's Rogan almost hitting the camera. Curtis Fleming with the throw for Middlesbrough. Henry slips as he tries to put the ball over. Hardiman has it for Sunderland, but it's in touch. 20 minutes of play gone in this second half. 25 minutes left for play. Owen Ripley couldn't direct a header on goal there. Good challenge from Atkinson, who now has the chance to go forward for Sunderland. The early ball through, looking for Hawke. And Sunderland almost catching Middlesbrough's defence unawares, but they've repaired the situation. Davenport thinks there's been a foul, but there wasn't. Not in George Courtney's book. And that's the one that counts. Hours clearing. And now I think Davenport was caught offside. Hours tried to find Hawke, couldn't do so. No risks from Sampson, the ball in touch. Ripley swings the ball across. The overhead from Peake, but straight to Norman. Bennett. Ripley. Phillips. Sampson. Play on. So Atkinson forced the ball through to Hawke. Hawke going through a gap, he thinks, but not quite. But stopped by Bracewell. Oh, Bracewell turned into trouble. But still Sunderland have it in the Middlesbrough half, although the whistle's gone. Payton was fouled. It's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Andy Payton, formerly with Hull City. Another good run by Curtis Fleming, but this time stopped. Rogan clearing, finding Hardiman. Davenport wants the throw and has won it. Rogan. Throw to Sunderland. Just over halfway through the second half, 3/4 of the way through the match. Again Davenport looking for the free kick and again not getting it. Sunderland seem to have regrouped after their spell where Middlesbrough really threatened to score. The game more on an even keel again now. As Jimmy Phillips will send the ball forward. But it's Atkinson finding Hours. Hours past two challenges, but will the ball stay in? Yes, it has done. Still going. Gittins turns the ball inside. Nice piece of play by Anton Rogan. Chance here for Sunderland. Hawke waiting in the centre. Oh, and it's Pears just managing to grab it. There was a deflection in that Middlesbrough defence and it almost fell for Sunderland. Warren Hawke was waiting in the centre. If Davenport could have found him with the cross. Hawke, who scored 5 goals for the reserves this season, so he knows where the goal lies. Ripley, though, now for Middlesbrough. A double challenge. Kay with the immediate one, and Sampson the man to win the covering challenge. Bracewell, Payton, Bennett there just in time, and Rogan coolly just calms things down by sending it back to Norman. Knew there was nobody around him. Offside. Flicked inside towards Payton. Good back heel, but Sunderland spotted that, got the ball away. Good challenge there from Nicky Mohan. Hawke, Hardiman, Davenport, Hawke with the cross, almost reached Hardiman, in touch for Sunderland's throw. But before that's taken, that is Bernie Slavin waiting to come on. I think the number 5 being held up for Middlesbrough, which will mean that if it is, it'll be Nicky Mohan that comes off. Nicky Mohan is going off, so the defender being sacrificed for another striker. And Bernie Slavin it was who scored Middlesbrough's goal here in the corresponding fixture 2 seasons ago. Free kick for Sunderland. Paul Hardiman about to take it. So there's only David Rush amongst the substitutes left to come on now. Middlesbrough have used both of theirs, and this is the one Sunderland have used. Paul Hardiman drives the ball in, but gets the second chance. Slavin back to his goalkeeper. So Middlesbrough have now used all 13 of their men. Fleming with the cross. Bennett slams the ball away. No nonsense clearance, just get the ball away for the moment. The ball back deep in Sunderland's half. Henry drives the ball across goal. Bennett gets half a foot to it. Sampson, I think it is, helps out. Now Sunderland hoping to go forward there, but the ball forced into touch by John Gittins. Hawke slips one challenge, but not the second. Some of the Sunderland fans looking for a foul there as Hawke appeared to be impeded. Bennett back in by Peake. Sunderland's free kick. Payton the man to foul Bennett. And here we see the fourth substitution, with Warren Hawke being brought off and David Rush making his appearance for Sunderland. That's Gordon Armstrong sitting on the bench on the left. He came off earlier. And he's joined on the bench now by Warren Hawke. So all 4 substitutes have now been used. 15 minutes left for play. David Rush having just come on for Warren Hawke. And that's Rush, but he's far too far forward. Sunderland's throw. John Henry looks at the linesman, perhaps thinking that might have been a foul. Fleming playing the ball in, and Henry from Sampson's poor clearance, and the ball out for the goal kick. Allowed to run out there, although Payton looking for the corner. He wants the corner. He thinks it came off Hardiman, but it hadn't done. Or perhaps he was hoping it came off Hardiman. Big clearance by Norman. Slavin plays the ball low, but Kay stops it. Returns the ball with interest, and that was a crucial interception by Jimmy Phillips. Nice piece of play by Sunderland, but they look as though they're going to lose it. And they have done, and it's Middlesbrough now back in possession. Hendry. Fleming on the overlap. Plays it in short, but too short. Rogan stops it and clears. Rush with a fresh pair of legs. Crowd howling for something there, but play stopped for the Middlesbrough free kick. Sunderland's throw. Boos from the crowd as they think there should have been a free kick awarded Sunderland's way when Rush did the fouling. Peak just heading the ball sideways. The ball played forward, Bennett under it. It's come to ours, who clears deep into Middlesbrough's half. Both sides have played a lot of games over the last couple of weeks. Both sides were well behind in their fixtures due to FA and League Cup commitments. And they've been catching up on fixtures. But still, the ball being played at high speed. Lovely 1-2 there. The chance to cross it. It is crossed. Who's there? Nobody except Fleming. Still back in the Middlesbrough penalty area, but they can clear it now. There was an offside. Kay gets the header to it. Bracewell. Hardiman just nips it through to Rogan. Rogan going forward. Might have the shot. He does. He tries to curl it round Pears. He does, but well wide of the post as well. Now Rush with the chance to go forward. And that's far too close to Pears. So now we can have a look at Rogan. That's John Gittins, the nearest Middlesbrough defender. So Rogan, you'll see, takes the ball around the defender. Slightly wrong foots him, but Gittins is closing him down again, so he takes the first time ball. That's Rush on the far side, but he tries to curl the ball around the goalkeeper, does that, but drifts it wide of Pears' left hand post. The clearance from Gittins. Rogan. Oh, and it's fallen perhaps for Ripley, but Ripley loses control. He doesn't ever really get control of that ball, and it's perhaps carelessly, after the sort of game he's had, runs out for the goal kick. Great support from the fans for both sides. Shouts of the army for Sunderland and come on Borough for Middlesbrough. Rogan getting the ball deep into the Middlesbrough half. Davenport passing on to the end of that, and he's good at holding the ball up. Gets the ball across, but behind as well. But there's been a deflection, so Sunderland have another corner. Nine minutes of play left. As Atkinson goes forward to take Sunderland's 9th corner, Middlesbrough have had 5. Fairly low one, not easy to get away, but Middlesbrough did that on that occasion. Now ours could counter-attack for Sunderland, but he puts the ball away into touch. Payton beaten in the air by Bennett. It's come to Rush. Ripley. Bennett across. Good interception by Bennett. In fact, a vital interception. Rush just about getting ahead to that. Now Fleming. Ours hammering the ball away into the Middlesbrough half. In touch for Sunderland's throw. A superb atmosphere on this Easter Monday for this Weir Tees derby. And of those derbies in the northeast, Sunderland have won 32 of the 52 matches played in the past. 14 matches have been drawn, and Middlesbrough have won just 6 times here. The first time we ever met was on Saturday the 18th of April 1903, when Sunderland won 2-1 with goals from Miller and Hewitt, and that match was played at St James's Park. So Sunderland can at least say they've won a home game at St James's Park. Gittins. Rather, that was Curtis Fleming. He's been in the game a lot this afternoon. Payton trying to turn. Slavin. Phillips. Hendry. Six minutes to go. Ball coming towards ours. Oh, we headed away for the corner, perhaps needlessly. Just look at those blue shirts in the Sunderland penalty area. They've got to commit themselves now. Gittins has just gone in there to join them, so plenty of those in. Blue shirts. But now it's Sunderland who have it. Ours. A little bit of indecision there on the part of the Middlesbrough players. They nearly lost it, but they didn't. They keep the attack going. Hammered away by Bracewell. Into touch. 5 minutes left. Fleming. Payton trying to turn. Hounded all the way by Bennett, who gets a foot there. The ball's gone out. It's the goal kick. Relief to the Sunderland fans, disappointment to the Middlesbrough fans. But whatever the result this afternoon, all the fans have seen a stirring match. Great pressure on both sides to win this afternoon, and they've coped with the pressure very well, both sides. It's been all out from both teams. Oh, that's a careless one from Fleming. A clearance there from Hardiman, but Slaven has it now for Middlesbrough. Hendry. The corner this time. Middlesbrough's 7th corner coming up. John Hendry it is to take that corner. Oh, and Norman pushes that one away. Norman keeps Sunderland's defensive record this afternoon intact. Sunderland can't afford that to happen too often. Rush, the return ball. Now Sunderland trying to break out, but back comes Gittins. Another corner for Middlesbrough. Stuart Ripley taking it. Floats it deep. Depends who's on the end of it. It's come to Peake. Rogan takes it away from him. Needs to clear the ball if he can. He's, in a way, given it away, but the ball is in touch. But I think there's a free kick been awarded to Middlesbrough. Free kick taken by Phillips, half headed away by Sunderland. Now the clearance can be made if they're quick enough. It's with Hardiman. They're building the ball out of defence, which is good if you can keep possession, but that's cleared by Pears. It's all out now for Middlesbrough. Do or die for them. Bennett, anywhere will do. But has it even gone into touch? Yes, it has. And we'll have a quick look at this. Tony Norman saved the ball coming in from that corner. The ball coming through to John Gittins, who gets his head to it. And Norman it is who stretches and turns the ball away. So Middlesbrough don't score. Tony Norman, an excellent, perhaps in the context of this match, a crucial save. In the meantime, Sunderland have been awarded a free kick, so that you didn't miss any danger on the Sunderland goal while we were watching that replay. Almost into the last minute. Norman clears it deep. The crowd think the whistle has gone. It hasn't. It was an offside. A look at the watch by George Courtney. The crowd want the final whistle to go, as you can probably hear. The whistle's going all over the ground, but the one in George Courtney's hand hasn't gone yet, and that's the only one that counts. Hardiman getting a foot there to put the ball away into touch. Half-headed away by Bracewell. The ball swung back in. And it's another corner for Middlesbrough. Sunderland hanging on here in the face of this Middlesbrough pressure. 9 corners each now. Away by John Kay, but not very far. But the whistle's gone, it's all over. Sunderland have held on. They've beaten Middlesbrough by 1-0 and taken 3 vital points away from the threat of relegation. That should now be enough, but it was a hard-earned victory. Middlesbrough will be disappointed not to have got something out of it, because they had quite a lot of the match, and towards the end that save of Tony Norman's from the John Gittins close-range header proved to be vital. It kept Middlesbrough out. They got a corner from it, but they couldn't take advantage, and Sunderland, thanks to that well-taken goal by Peter Davenport in the 21st minute, a lovely drive by him against his former teammates, gave Sunderland 3 precious points, and they now have 49 and are perhaps just about clear of relegation. Middlesbrough still have a lot to fight for. The 3 points lost for them today will make their job of automatic qualification for Division 1 or the Premier Division next year that little bit harder, but they'll certainly guarantee a place in the playoffs, and they could still get into the Premier League from there. Final score from Roker Park: Sunderland 1, Middlesbrough 0.